games have come a long way. The stuff that kids were playing on their consoles and computers 10 or 15 years ago bears practically no resemblance to what people are playing today.
What was that?
When you look past all the technical wizardry and graphical polish, have games really changed all that much? Well, yeah, they have. Specifically, they changed back in 1998, the single greatest year in the entire history of gaming.
No!
98 was a watershed year in which virtually every popular style of game was defined or redefined. These and other instant classics proceeded to shape and define gaming history forever after.
Back then, it looked like bump and jump with swearing. You guys remember bump and jump, right? Grand Theft Auto was released to lukewarm reviews and raised a few eyebrows along the way. But we all know what ended up happening to that little series of games.
It's the best you got.
Looking back, GTA's influence is undeniable. It was the game that proved just how exciting life in the big city could really be.
Although real-time strategy games had been popular prior to 1998, Blizzard's StarCraft was a groundbreaking hit that set the stage for all RTS games to come.
It will be done by your speed.
Leading up to StarCraft's release, some skeptics assumed the game would be little more than orcs in space. In other words, a sci-fi coat of paint splashed onto Blizzard's popular Warcraft series.
At one side.
StarCraft achieved a perfect balance, making it one of the greatest games of all time.
The Sega Saturn, rival to Sony's PlayStation, ultimately didn't succeed in knocking newcomer Sony back into the realm of consumer electronics. 1998 was pretty much the Saturn's last hurrah, a relative low point in an otherwise amazing year for games. But with outstanding games like Panzer Dragoon Saga and Grandia, both of which were released late in the system's life cycle, it went out with a bang.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Metal Gear Solid was the highly anticipated successor to the old 8-bit stealth games and quickly became a breakthrough hit for designer Hideo Kojima. Who can forget the battle with Psycho Mantis, for example? You actually needed to unplug your controller in order to keep this psychic freak from reading your mind.
I just wanted an excuse to kill as many people as I could.
Metal Gear Solid's cinematic presentation and great storytelling was a cut above anything else on any system that year, and even surpassed a lot of what was being done in movies at that time.
Who are you? I like you. I have no name.
Metal Gear Solid may have been flashy, but Thief: The Dark Project did stealth gameplay better than any other game out there. Thief lived up to its original concept, with terrific execution, highly atmospheric sound effects, and some truly creepy levels, combined to give you the feeling that you were really in some fantastical medieval world. Robbing from the rich and keeping the loot for yourself, while unintentionally saving the world in the process.
No, you can't. You put my gun down.
I need 7 guys and 2 cars by the time I hang up.
Fast Lane, Sunday night at 9, only on the Whip set.
Yes.
Pie?
I love you.
Wouldn't you rather cross the land of the dead in your own sports car? Maybe try a luxury ocean cruise? Or, if you led a very good life, you may even be eligible for a ticket on the number 9 itself.
The number 9?
That's our top-of-the-line express train. It shoots straight to the 9th underworld, the land of eternal rest, in 4 minutes instead of 4 years. But very few people qualify. Let's take a look at your records. Well, the bad news is the train appears to be just out of your reach, but I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve here. Yaha! Yes, that's the ticket. The Excelsior line. Yes, she's a beauty. That compass in the handle will sure come in handy, too. Oh, you're going to have a great trip. Wish I was going.
Why don't you? You could give me a lift.
Oh, I can't leave here until I've worked off a little debt to the powers that be.
Community service, eh? Well, I guess there are some folks worse off than me.
Oh, I'll be leaving here soon enough. No thanks to dead and no commission low-life cases like yours.
Since it was coming from then-unknown developer Valve Software, expectations for Half-Life weren't all that high prior to the game's release. Simply put, Half-Life was incredible. The way in which it wove together realistic scripted sequences with thrilling shootouts and mind-bending puzzles was truly amazing. One of Half-Life's innovations was the way in which it never took you out of the experience. It was a class act that made all other first-person shooters before it pale in comparison. It became the game that everyone tried to emulate, but no one could quite live up to. Considering how predominant the first-person shooter has become, that's saying a lot.
Velociraptor.
The transition from the 2D days of the 80s to the 3D days of the 90s wasn't a smooth one. But the textbook case for showing how it's done came in the form of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64. The big revelation in Ocarina of Time comes when you realize how much sense lock-on targeting makes in a third-person action adventure. Since the game would pivot the camera to keep your target in front of you, you could stop fumbling with the camera control and get on to the task at hand. Between its innovative techniques, great story, and interesting puzzles, it was nearly impossible to find fault with Ocarina of Time when it landed in 1998. That's why it's not only our Game of the Year, but it's also the first game on GameSpot to receive a perfect 10 score. Even at the time, we knew we wouldn't need hindsight to declare this one of the greatest games of all time.